the green flag from the back of the grid. We get ready to go. 3, 4 red lights. We are green in, Genk. They're side by side down into turn number 1. Vigano Lorandi tries the outside. Norris up the inside. Andre Matasic has missed the start. We've lost 2, 3, 4 karts at the exit of turn number 1. One of them is one of the Ward Racing Team drivers who does manage to rejoin. We've lost one of the Tony karts as they come onto the back straight for the first time. That may well be Luca Corbetti, is it? Have we lost Corbetti? We have. Wow. One of the championship contenders, Luca Corbetti, is out after merely 100 metres. The 301 Tony kart is being wheeled away as Mathieu Viganol puts his top kart into the lead on this opening lap of the race. Well, the virtual championship, we will update you throughout the remaining 22 and a half laps as Vigano comes across the line to lead for the first time from his countryman Lorandi. Third is the Irishman John Norris. Stan Pex, the Dutchman, the local boy, in fourth in the CRG, powered by the Vortex. He's got a good run on Norris. Watch Lorandi. Will he make a move? No. Vigano blocks the inside line. There's nothing between them. Schmitz, the German, up into 5th spot. Lorandi down the inside. Up the inside. Norris tries to follow through. He cannot do it. Leonardo Lorandi leads it as they go through the chicane where the yellow flag was displayed. Wow. Let's take a look at the replay. You saw Norris right there acknowledge the yellow flag. Well, Lorandi may have already been past the point of the flag marshal. We will leave that for those in charge to decide. Nevertheless, the Baby Race team driver leads here at Genk on lap number 2. He looks behind him. It is still Vigano, albeit only just. What a freight train. Look at them down into turn number 1 and 2. Norris for KSM Schumacher Racing Team. Pex, Schmitz, Matasic, the Birol Arts running 5th and 6th. Then it's Alex Irlando, Paolo Bassontene with a rocket start. The Frenchman from grid number 18 into 8th. So Lorandi from Vigano, Norris, Pex, the front 4, just pulling out a little bit of a gap as Mosca sets the fastest lap of the race, but he is significantly down the order. He's not had a good start. Maximilian Paul, the German, has, but he's under pressure from Alexander Dalberg. The sun comes out to shine once again here at Genk in Belgium. Norris has another look at the back of Vigano. Look at the freight train as they go down into turn number 2 and 3 here at Genk. The former World Cup champion Tiene sets the fastest lap of the race. There's Alexander Schmitz, the 303. Birol Art down the back straight. Lorandi very gentle on the steering wheel. They've just gone past the stranded karts, which include the other factory Tony kart. Yes, Alessio Piccini is also out, along with Luca Corbetti, the fastest qualifier. Is Pierre Loubert. He's out of the race, but we've got a new race leader. Mathieu Viganol says, I started from pole. I've had my time in second. I'll take the lead back. Thank you very much. There's Paolo Bassontene, the Frenchman, now up into position number 6. Let's take a look at the replay. Textbook move over the ripple strip. Did not touch Lorandi. The 2 Tony karts from Baby Race and KSM going side by side. The opportunistic as ever, Stan Pex tried to have a look as well. There's Paolo Bassontene, number 302 for Cedric Sport out of France. What a brilliant start from the Frenchman. He's now into position number 6 and charging on the back of Alexander Schmitz, who still cannot find a way past the local boy, the Dutchman, Stan Pex. So the virtual championship, well, he may not have finished the pre-final, but he could still win it technically as Bassontene makes an aggressive yet clean move past the German. Fabian Federer, he's not racing, but he could potentially still win the championship. Incredible stuff here at Genk. We look down to the other championship contender, Alex Irlando. He's down in position number 8. He needs to improve dramatically. As Norris goes the inside, but Lorandi was awake to him. Pex in fourth, still has to find a way up onto the podium. We've still got 18 laps remaining of this KZ2 final. Well, I'm sure Fabian Federer would prefer to be out there. There's nothing he can do to defend his title as Norris goes down the inside of Lorandi. All Fabian can do is watch on from pit lane. We take a look at the replay. Brilliant move. Uses the gearbox to slow down that TKART chassis. That Vortex engine working incredibly hard. Stan Pex, the Dutchman, still in position fourth. To win the championship, he needs to win the race. He's under pressure though from Paolo Possonzane. Schmitz still right behind him. So Federer, well, we thought his championship was over in the pre-final, but we've done some mathematics up here in the commentary position. If the race were to end right now, Federer would scrape in the title ahead of Pex and Vigano. Alex Irlando would finish in fourth, but we've still got about 15 laps to go here at Genk. There's Pex under pressure from Possonzane and Schmitz and Matisic. It's a Birrell Art attack on the TKART, and then the Vortex-powered CRG of Stan Pex. Paolo Possonzane, possibly the shortest driver in KZ2, but he's under attack now. Schmidt says, I've had enough of following you. His teammate Matisic up the inside. There's Alex Irlando in the energy cart. Can he take advantage? Not this time. He still sits there in eighth. He needs to win it to win the championship, as does Pex. Federer cannot defend his title except from watching on from pit lane. Incredible stuff here. The mathematics is changing every single race. As we mentioned, we thought his championship was over as Matisic and Irlando go side by side down into turn number one. I think Irlando's going to pick him up. Maximilian Paul not too far back either. Then Dominic Schmidt, Alexander Dahlberg, Amendola, Paolo Ippolito in the Lenzo kart, Max Tubin, Kramers, Picot, Dionysis, Johansson and Tom Louet rounds out the top 10. Top 20, I should say. Position number 10 is currently being held by Felice Tianet. Mosca, another fastest lap of the race. There's Lorandi, currently 6th in the championship for the baby race team. Schmitz. Lorandi had a big look behind him. It's a long way back to Stan Pex. Pex needs to win the race to win the 2016 European Championship. The energy card of Rokas Bachuska going through behind the Japanese driver Fuma Hurio. There's Possonzane, there's Irlando in the other energy cart. Norris in second place, just sets the fastest first sector as you look at the virtual championship. Fabian Federer, he won in Adria. He would still pick up the title despite scoring 0 points in this final. How nervous must the Italian be? There's nothing he can do but watch on. He will hope Vigano can win this because Vigano is not really in contention for the championship. Even if Matteo would win here this afternoon, the best he could do is scrape into third unless there is a dramatic change in the order. Norris, fastest lap of the race, 51.3. We're just coming up to half race distance now. There's Possonzane, Schmidt, Irlando, Tiene, Maximilian Paul. So Irlando needs to find a way past the German in the Birrell Art, Andre Matisic. Matteo Vigano on the podium many a time throughout his career. He's sort of like the Lone Ranger in the TKART chassis. Of course, as we mentioned, they had a 1 and 2 in the World Championships way back in 2000 at Braga in Portugal with Colin Brown and Clivio Piccione, the driver from Monte Carlo. That was a long time ago, almost 2 decades ago. This would be a big win here in the Euro Champs for TKART. if Matteo Vigano can pull it off. Look at him work the gearbox. Uses the downshift power of that Perilla engine to slow it down. Norris in second place and catching the Italian. The gap is down to 0.4 of a second, and Norris has just done another fastest first sector. We're coming up to half race distance now, so still a long way to go. Mosca. Well, he set a fastest lap earlier on, but he's way down in 25th position behind Emil Scaris, Rokas Pachuska, Fumahurio, Paolo Fontaine, and Marco Dionysos from Bucharest, Romania. The Ward Racing Team driver rounds out the top 20. Again, over the ripple strip, he doesn't mind doing that, does he, Matteo Vigano? Lorandi still in third. So the Irish driver, Norris, sandwiched in between two Italians. Norris, of course, driving for Ralf Schumacher's KSM team, based not too far from here. Of course, they competed in the last round of the DKM German Championships at this very circuit here in Belgium just 2 weeks ago. They won this race as a team last year with their driver Schmitz, who's now driving for the Austrian KSW Birolart Racing Team. Schmitz in position 5. Behind the local driver, Stan Pex. Down through the gearbox once again, spectacular images. You are watching us live on CIKFIA.tv all around the world. The KZ2 Championship decider here from Genk in Belgium. Well, Schmitz is getting very close to the back of Stan Pex. Behind them, the French driver Paolo Bassonzone has dropped off just a little bit. Then it's Matasic, Alex Irlando, Felici Tiene, the former World Cup champion, and the German driver in the Danilo Rossi car, rounding out the top 10. That is Maximilian Paul. Start of lap number 14. Matteo Vigano, he has not put a Vega tyre wrong. The Top Kart chassis working superbly here in Belgium. Of course, the American market, very important for the Top Kart team. They've got a big presence in the United States and America, and a lot of people watching us live online early in the morning over in the Americas. Thank you for joining us here at Genk in Belgium, the championship decider. And it's a Top Kart leading to Tony Karts. Vigano from Norris, Lorandi. Pex needs to win it to win the title, but is still in fourth. And he's got a big problem, and that is called Alexander Schmitz. Schmitz not quite close enough to be in the slipstream this time of the Dutchman. Still holds down fifth spot. So Norris, as we mentioned, he's an Irishman, but he grew up for the first 6 years of his life in Germany. So he's found a home with the German KSM Schumacher Racing Team. There's Schmitz, also a German driver, down through the gearbox. 303, the Birolart, over the ripple strip through the chicane. Spectacular stuff by the German. Vigano, a very professional, intelligent racing driver, as Norris goes through. You can see the sun is certainly coming out to shine here at Genk in Belgium. Onto the start-finish straight. Norris looks behind him. It's a long way back to Lorando. They're touching 142 kilometers an hour here at Genk. Here's Irlando going through. Just ahead of Felici Tiene. Marijn Kremers in the Birolart. The Dutch-Australian is in 16th. Unfortunately, we lost Troy Losco earlier on, along with Leon Kohler. Pierre Lubert, the fastest qualifier, is out. Luca Corberi, wow. He was in contention for the championship, but he only made it 100 meters. He will finish 5th in the championship if it were to end right now. The virtual championship would still see Federer win the title incredibly, but he's not even taking part in this race. It would be the first international championship for Modena Engines after team owner Mike Sebecki took pole position at Sarno, Napoli, Italy for the first round of the 2015 Euro Champs. Step back from driving for 2016. He's hired Fabian, the 2011 Euro champ, as his driver. We just saw Norris reach down with his left hand, make an adjustment to the brakes. Here's Stan Peck's 305. Oh, very delicate under brakes was the CRG. You saw it slide. The Vega tyres screaming for traction around this 1,360 metre circuit in Belgium. The race leader, Matteo Vigano, has got 0.5 of a second from Norris. Starting to pull away. Lorandi is still 2.5 seconds further back. Then we go back 1 full second to Stan Pex, Schmitz, Besonsone, Matasic, Irlando, Tiene, and still the German Maximilian Paul doing a fine job to round out the top 10. Onto the back straight. Schmitz all over the back of Pex. Bastonsone shadowing the German as well. So Vigano, he's got the lead out to 0.7 of a second with 4 laps remaining. Onto the start-finish straight one more time. This is the start of lap number 19, Lorandi, Pex. Well, Bastonsone has got past Alexander Schmitz. The German was making an attack on the Dutchman. Paolo says, I'll come through, thanks very much. The French driver, who was on the podium at the opening round at SA in France, he's up into position 5. Schmitz and Matasic, the two Beryl Arts in 6th and 7th. Michelangelo Amendola, you can see down in 12th spot, doing a superb job. The young boy, the Italian-Belgian, who was in the CIK FIA Academy Trophy at this very race just 12 months ago. He's driving the parallel chassis, and out of the original 60-odd drivers, Michelangelo is in position number 12. The gap down 2.6 of a second. So Norris took a 10th out of the Italian that time round. He really likes to ride that ripple strip. The top kart flows beautifully around this circuit. Norris a little bit wide. There is the virtual championship as we take a look at the replay. Spectacular action. 2 wheels airborne for the Italian in the sunshine here at Genk in Belgium. Vigano surely on his way to victory with 2.5 laps remaining aboard the top kart. Up through the gearbox, down through the final part of the circuit to start lap number 21. Norris, let's see the gap. It was 0.613 last time around. Norris looks behind him. It's out to 0.8 of a second. The Irishman has lost 0.2 of a second to the Italian. Matteo Vigano is looking good for a victory here this afternoon. He can't realistically win the championship, but he can win the race here at Genk in Belgium. Lorandi looking at another podium. His first full year in KZ2. There's Paolo Bastonsone, 1 step off the podium. Pex, his championship is virtually over. He needed to win here this afternoon. He's down in position 5. He will finish the championship in 3rd. It actually moves Vigano up into 2nd in the championship. Well, it might not be over yet. Fabian Federer nervously watches on. This is the final lap of the race. It's the final lap of the championship. The championship leader is parked in pit lane, not even going to take the checkered flag. Matteo Vigano will surely. He's got the gap out to 1 second over the Irishman, John Norris. He looks behind him for the first time this race. Norris does the same, down through the chicane for the final time. Rounds the corner in the top kart. What a superb performance from Matteo Vigano. He will almost take the title, but just come up short, we think. He comes into the final few corners. The top kart driver from Italy. The checkered flag comes out. Matteo Vigano will win the final round of the European Championships here in Belgium for TKART. John Norris, the Irishman, across the line in second place. And Leonardo Lorandi rounds out the podium. We quickly check the mathematics. Federer, it seems, despite not taking part in the final, incredibly has won his second European Championship. We have to confirm, but it appears that despite the fact he did not even take the start after having a mechanical issue in the pre-final, you would not read about it. Hollywood could not write a script like this. Vigano has finished the championship in second. But he's won the race here at Genk in Belgium with a faultless drive. He won it by 1.185 seconds over the Irishman, John Norris. Just been congratulated by the Italian, Paolo Ippolito, who himself finished inside the top 15. Great sportsmanship, you can see from the other drivers congratulating Matteo Vigano. Well, it could have all been so different. I don't think anyone counted on that. We take a look at a replay of the highlights of this race. Off the line from pole position, Lorandi tried it around the outside. Watch Corberry, he did not make it through the first corner. He was out. There's his TKART parked at the top of your screen. His championship is over. Lorandi had a brief turn in the lead. Matteo Vigano said, that's enough. I'll take it from here, boys. Alexander Schmitz, the German, would finish a strong 6th after winning this race last year. But it was Matteo Vigano who took the checkered flag from John Norris from Ireland and Leonardo Lorandi. So the Italian national anthem will ring out here at Genk in Belgium. The Irish driver, John Norris, has finished second, and the Italian, Leonardo Lorandi, has finished third. Incredibly, despite not taking the start, unofficially, provisionally, Fabian Federer has still won this year's European Championship. We will confirm that for you. No doubt about the winner. The TKART driver, Matteo Vigano, has won. Norris is second, and Leonardo Lorandi will join us on the podium. A great drive for the Baby Race team pilot to take third here this afternoon. We will bring you the podium live on CIKFIA.tv from here at Genk in Belgium in just a few moments.